everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Diana and this is my husband.
Quentin.
Okay, so today I'm going to interview you about things or 5 things that you like about Indonesia and 5 things that you don't like so much about Indonesia. Also, 5 things you like about your country Namibia and 5 things that you don't really like about Namibia. Okay, so
Okay.
maybe we can start from the positive sides of maybe living or visiting Indonesia for you. So, what do you like about Indonesia?
Okay. Positive sides and
Mm-hmm.
things that would make me stay in Indonesia forever and always. Number one, food. Food, and more food.
Why?
Variety of foods that you can get in Indonesia is absolutely amazing. Like anything you can think of, they've got it. And the variety of spices and the way they make these foods or
Mm-hmm.
recipes, very flavorful. More flavorful than any other country I've been to. If I have to compare in taste and just the standard and quality of food is absolutely amazing, I would say. And I
Mm-hmm.
love the spices, Indonesian spices, especially
Mm-hmm.
the hot stuff. In the beginning, it was a bit tough to handle, but once you get used to it, it's absolutely amazing.
Okay. Okay, nice. Then, what else?
Uh, when we're talking about activities or fun
Mm-hmm.
things to do, for me, I love coast life. So beaches in Indonesia is absolutely amazing, pristine, clean. Um, Space wise, you've got a lot of space to do whatever it is you want to do, whether you're into the surf life or just going to the
Mm,
beach to relax and read a book. Um,
yeah.
it's very accommodating, let me put it to you like that. Super, super accommodating.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and then what else?
Yeah,
Something
for me,
that you
surfing,
like.
surfing,
Mm-hmm.
surfing, the surf life, like I said, I've mentioned it. But to move
Mm-hmm.
on to the third point, I
Mm-hmm.
would definitely say the kindness, the generosity, the friendliness, and just the overall
Mm-hmm.
personality of
Mm-hmm.
Indonesian people is always friendly, open,
Mm-hmm.
always talking to you with a smile on their face. I'm talking about personal experience, but
Mm.
I'm not too sure about my wife being Indonesian, having grown up and lived there, but um, the people in Indonesia, they never look angry or stressed or in a rush
Well,
at times. You wouldn't tell, like even if they are, you wouldn't be able to tell it as a visitor or a tourist to Indonesia. These people are absolutely amazing.
okay. Well, I do agree with you at some point, especially like even though you live abroad. For me, let's say when you find or you meet Indonesian people abroad, they also like very friendly
Hmm.
towards you and also to other people. I think that's what I experience as well. Okay, what's next?
Um, Definitely the environment, the natural environment of Indonesia. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not talking about Jakarta. I'm talking about like the outskirts of Jakarta or like the smaller islands or cities or even
Mm-hmm.
villages. The tropical vibes and environment you get from these places. Super green, super luscious, very beautifully naturistic type of scenery.
Mm-hmm.
Compared to where I'm from, I've never seen anything like it before. So I'm amazed at how preserved nature is there, if I can put it like that. Like the
Mm-hmm.
rivers everywhere, the green, luscious trees and mountains. It's absolutely beautiful and amazing. And that's my kind of vibe, these tropical environments.
Okay, and then you have the last one. What is the positive side?
Well, the last point kind of comes back to the people in general as well, but then just the general vibes in all
Mm.
aspects. It's very laid back in
Mm-hmm.
Indonesia. Yes, it gets busy, it
Mm-hmm.
gets noisy, and it gets crowded, but people there and just the general vibes of it is very laid back.
Okay.
Like,
I
how
I
can I
agree with that.
say?
Yeah, yeah.
Nobody's in a rush to get anywhere, or people are always like very nonchalant about
Well,
things.
it depends though. If you live in Jakarta,
Mm.
everyone is in a hurry. Basically, they need to
Mm.
go to work, and then traffic everywhere. Anyway, so what is the negative side of Indonesia, or when you visit there, or what do you
Okay, I'm
feel?
gonna start with my second point first before I mention the first one.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The traffic. The traffic is absolutely horrible in
True.
Indonesia,
True.
especially mainland Jakarta. It is crazy, guys. I'm telling you, if you want to get anywhere on time, for example, if you have a booking for something at 10 o'clock, make sure to leave the house at 6 o'clock in the morning because it takes you that long to
Well,
get to
it
your
depends. It
appointments.
depends. Like sometimes it's also like on the weekend it's not so packed. Like
On
the
weekends, it's a
traffic
little
is
bit
not,
more
yeah.
quiet. Yes, yes, I agree. But still, even
But
then,
on the weekdays, 7 a.m., let's say, or
mm,
7
mm.
p.m., when everybody like in a rush to go to work and then to go home. I
Yeah, it
think
gets
so.
crazy, guys. If you don't have if you're not a patient driver and you suffer from road rage, I would
Mm.
recommend don't drive in Indonesia. Use public transport because you're gonna get frustrated and irritated very quickly with the traffic there. It's crazy. Yeah,
Unless you can drive a motorbike.
unless you can drive motorcycle,
That's yeah.
it will
You
be a
can
little bit
just
more
woo,
convenient.
like that.
But speaking of motorbikes, that brings me to another negative
Mm.
about living in Indonesia. Motorbike drivers are very irresponsible sometimes, or they don't have
Mm.
any consideration for other traffic or road users.
Sometimes. So
They
yeah.
tend to do their own thing and drive as they like, and it can make you very angry, or it can make you very cautious of how you drive and when you drive in
Mm.
Indonesia because they're very, how can I say, negligent sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah, I do agree with that. And then sometimes, like, they're very noisy. Like when we're
Super super
talking,
noisy.
let's say when we're
Yes,
talking, and then there's like a motorbike pass by, and we're like,
mm.
"Vroom," and then we can't hear anything.
It's difficult to have a
It's just,
conversation while
yeah,
you're in traffic because
true, true,
it's so loud,
so
especially the
loud,
motorbikes.
true.
Especially the motorbikes are
Okay,
super loud,
what's
yes.
next?
So, in general, it can become very noisy in Indonesia depending which areas you are
Mm-hmm.
in. Like most of the time it's loud, it's busy, so on and so forth. But
Mm-hmm.
again, it's very laid back at the same time. But the
Mm.
noise, the noise can get a lot sometimes. No matter where you are, there's always going to be some noise somewhere. So it feels like
Okay.
you never have off time.
Okay. Anything else? Is that like all the negative sides, or do you have
I've
anything
got
else
two
to?
more, just
Mm-hmm.
two quick ones.
Mm-hmm.
When you go to beaches, I know I said beaches is a positive for me in Indonesia, but
Mm-hmm.
there's one inconvenience for me. The fact that when you go to a beach in Indonesia, for
No, beach
let's beach
clubs.
club, yeah, let me be specific
Not
on
all
that.
beaches are like that, but beach
So
club.
let's, for example, in Bali, if you want to go to a beach club or use the facilities on a beach somewhere, I
Mm-hmm.
don't understand why you guys charge people, local or foreign. You ask people money to make use of the beach. For example, if you just want to go sit on the beach with a towel and read a book, you have to pay for the spot on the beach.
Yeah,
It makes
true.
absolutely no sense.
Well, because especially like if you go to like a touristy place where
Mm,
it's like full of people, of course, like they try to like, get some money. The locals trying
mm.
to get some money, and then they charge for stuff. Well,
I'll explain to you why this doesn't make sense to me, but that will
mm,
come. I'll compare it to how beach life is in Namibia, public or
okay.
business wise. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Last point, something that was a bit of a pet peeve for me that I didn't like so much is my wife will explain to you a little bit more, but like at certain public areas, like for example, bed and breakfast, so they will tell
Mm.
you they have hot water for tourists. People who are not used to showering with cold water only. But upon
Mm.
arrival and having stayed at one of these places, I've noticed that they don't have hot water, and me not being a local, I need my hot water.
Uh,
It's weird
well,
how
if you
they.
stay in a hotel, a nice hotel, I think they will have hot water definitely.
Mhm.
But for me as local, and then I grew up with cold water. Why? Because we always like, um, what do you call it? Sweaty
Mhm.
all day long, and then
Mhm.
sometimes we take a shower 3 times a day because it's so hot and humid. So
Mhm.
that's why we
No, I
don't
mean I
have hot water
understand
at
that,
home.
yeah, but
Yeah.
some of these places have to be more considerate to visitors or tourists.
Yeah. Okay, so welcome back to the video. So now I will ask you about the positive and negative sides of living in Namibia according to a local.
Okay, as a local staying in
Mm-hmm.
Namibia, number one thing, again, I'm gonna start with the coast life.
Mm-hmm.
I can't compare it to Indonesia, obviously. I would say Indonesia is better, but it's absolutely amazing in Namibia as well. It is serene,
Mm-hmm.
pristine, clean, private beaches wherever you go in Namibia. So let me just say, in Namibia, we don't have beach clubs or tourist clubs or wherever when you want to go to the beaches or whatever. We've got beach bars, beach cafes, beach pubs. The difference between Namibia and Indonesia is why I love it so much in Namibia is the fact when you go to one of these facilities or even just as a private user of the beaches, you don't have to pay to use the beach. You don't have to pay for spots somewhere under umbrella or like beach benches. You just go, you put your towel out, you sit wherever you want, whenever you want, and you're not going to be bothered by other people or someone trying to ask you for money for these
Well,
places.
but
You just go. Like I understand in Indonesia, if you go to a beach club, yes, it's a business, right? So they're gonna charge you money to make use of their facilities. The difference between that and Namibia is even if you go to the beach bars, beach pubs, beach cafes in Namibia, they don't charge you from as a business perspective. They don't charge you for making use of their facilities. They will direct you or take you to a table. They will serve you drinks and foods, which of course you have to pay for.
okay,
But you don't pay for a
I
spot
get
on the beach or at a restaurant table or
I
whatever.
get what you
yeah.
mean. So when we went to the beach club in Bali, so the waitress asked us like, "Where do you want to sit?" And then we just point out at
The beach area
the beach
tables.
area table, and then she said, "Oh, but there is a minimum payment of 700,000 rupiah, and if you want to sit like somewhere else, it's fine. There's no charge for you. Basically, like if you want to have a best nice
Beach view,
view,
yeah.
then you need to pay more or like spend more."
Which I still think is silly. This is why I love beach
Basically.
life in Namibia because you don't have to pay to be on the beach. You go, you put your towel out, you sit down, whatever. Put your chair up, put your umbrella up.
True.
Private or public, business or per person. I will take my wife to Swakop. This is one of the coastal areas in Namibia. Beautiful place to visit, by the way, for anyone who plans to come to
True.
Namibia.
Nice weather.
I'll take
as
her
well.
there and we'll do a part 2 on the beach life. We'll do a beach life video of Indonesia and Namibia and then give you more specifics on that. But yeah, positivities of Namibia, coast life, beach life, surfing life as well. Absolutely amazing.
Okay.
Point number 2 is we've got something here that's called biltong. It is
What is biltong?
It is
Sorry.
it is it
the
is
audience.
either so you get a variety. You get beef, you get lamb, you get I don't know if I should mention the other one because we are Muslim, but
No,
you
it's
get
fine.
pork
I mean,
biltong.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it's basically dried out animal
Meat.
meats. Yeah, so different variety of animal meats that is dried out and cured over a 3-day period under the hot sun of Namibia. Once it's completely dried out with its spices, then you just eat it like that. It's the most amazing thing
Okay.
ever. For people who know what jerky is, or what do you call your
Yeah,
variant?
in Indonesia we have something similar like biltong. We call it dendeng balado, dendeng sapi. Let's say so. We have something like that as well, but
Yeah,
not
so it's similar to
yeah
that,
similar,
but
but not precisely.
not exactly, yeah. So
Yeah.
biltong, basically dried out meat. It's a staple in Namibia. It's part of the culture, the traditions here
Yeah.
of the Namibian people. So that is one thing when I was staying in Indonesia that I missed very much.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
I was talking about
And
it almost every
biltong
day.
is nice. Yeah, it's nice. I like it too.
For those who are visiting, come try it out.
Okay. What's
Another
the third
thing
one?
that I love about Namibia is the high spirits and the energy people have when it comes to sports here, especially rugby. I guys, come I tell you, when rugby World Cup or
That's
club
crazy.
games
Yeah.
are going on and it's live matches, or whether you're watching it from the TV or on the stadium, the spirit of the people doesn't matter what race, what culture, what religion,
But-
who and what you are.
Can I tell you something?
Everybody comes together and celebrates and chants and cheers together.
Yes, I agree with that. Like you guys are like obsessed with rugby, but why are we watching like South African rugby, not Namibian rugby?
Well, South Africa is our closest neighbors, right? And they've got similar traditions and cultures as we do, and we've got close ties with them. So whenever South Africa rugby teams are playing, we support them like they are our own teams.
True.
Namibia is not quite there yet when it comes to qualifying for all of these big events and the World Cup games. We're still slowly but surely getting there. But even when our guys are playing, when our national or local teams are playing, the spirit is exactly as much as it is for the South African teams. High in energy, come together as one nation, play together as one
Nice,
nation.
yeah.
Yeah, there's if I can say it in a very likely term, there's no discrimination or any disagreements between Namibian people when it comes to sports. Everybody thinks
Yeah,
together
I do
exactly the
agree.
same way. Yeah.
Yeah, true. Okay, then what else? What else do you have there?
All right, so this is my second last point. Basically, it's a staple in Namibia. Like Indonesians eat rice with everything, we eat meat
Meat
with
with
everything.
everything. True. Oh
Every
my god.
single dish we make, doesn't matter if it's light meals, breakfasts, or heavy meals or dinner plates, we have meat with everything. I'm talking beef, I'm talking lamb, I'm talking sheep,
Kudu.
kudu, zebra,
Everything.
everything minus
All
the pork.
meats.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like Namibians, they also eat pork. But
Well,
since
for
you
those who
were
are not Muslim,
converted,
yes,
so
they
you
eat
don't
pork
eat.
as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, meat is a big thing in Namibia, and we have some of the best meat in the world.
I
Compared
agree.
to South
I agree,
Africa,
yes.
Switzerland, Netherlands, Namibian meats is probably the best quality meats and high standard meats you can find. 100%, yes. So
Okay.
that's a positive for me. Like I would not buy my meat anywhere else except for in Namibia.
Okay, and then you have one more then.
One more.
what do you
What
like?
I love about Namibia is because it's a very small population, very small country. It is very peaceful, very quiet. Yes, if you're in the capital city of Windhoek, it can get loud sometimes and everything. But even on busy days, even when it is super busy or crazy, it's still quiet. You wouldn't necessarily hear your neighbors shouting or talking next door or anything like that. Maybe the one thing you'll hear is the traffic, but even then it's
And dogs
not. And
barking.
dogs barking, but those are two minors. Like in general, Namibia is very quiet, very peaceful,
True,
very
true.
private. People tend to keep to themselves here
Yeah.
most of the time. And
I
when
like
you
it.
are just having a relaxing weekend on a Saturday or Sunday, for example, right now,
It's Sunday.
It's Sunday and there's barely a noise outside.
Yeah, true.
If I keep quiet for
I
2
agree.
seconds, all you can hear is the breeze outside. It's what I
That's
love about
nice.
Namibia. It's a very, very, very peaceful, quiet country.
Okay, so those are the positive side of living in Namibia. So what do you think about the negative sides of living in Namibia? Can
I
you-
think we've got like about a minute left to record,
Yeah.
but okay. In Namibia, products. Anything from groceries to luxury items to electronics and stuff, the variety is very limited. It's very, very, very difficult to find or buy stuff that you might need or even want or stuff that you like. The problem with Namibia is because we're a developing country, it's very difficult to find a variety of goods and luxury items or groceries or electronics. So most of the time, if you're looking for something very specific, you have to buy it online. And buying online in Namibia can become expensive, so
True.
it's difficult. Yeah.
If you can give me like one more thing that you don't like, one more thing because we need to
I
wrap up.
absolutely hate the winter in Namibia. It gets freezing cold here, guys, because we are on the very south of the African continent,
Sometimes it get very cold,
winters
true,
here
true.
can get below the minus degrees.
Okay.
So it's a bit inconvenient.
Okay. By the way, thank you so much for explaining everything related to the positive and negative sides of living both in Indonesia or Namibia. So we will have a part 2 of this video where my husband will interview me about same thing. Okay, so stay tuned in our YouTube channel, and then yeah, thank you so much everyone for watching.
Cheers,
Bye.
guys. Ciao.